Okay, so today we are learning to write a persuasive letter. Now, this video is for those of you who have got a red writing target. Okay, so first thing you got to do is check what it is that I have circled for you on your sticker. So here you can see that I have a finger space circled. So this means I've got to make sure in my work that I have used a finger space. Okay, that's what we've got to make sure, otherwise we're going to have to do the writing again or make sure we've done it at lunchtime, which is not great. Okay, so the first thing that you obviously should need is today's date. So whenever you're watching this video, have a look on the learning wall. What is today's date? Write it neatly underneath your sticker. Then after that you need to write today's Walt, which is we are learning to write a persuasive letter. So pause the video now, copy out the Walt and make sure you have your date in first, and then come back and start the video again. Okay, so now when you're ready to start writing, we need to make sure we know how to set out our letter. So if you remember, if you look at the waggle on the learning wall, okay, you'll realize that the first thing that we need to do in our persuasive letter is that we need an address. So to make it really simple for us, we're going to do the same address that we used when we were doing our letter. So remember, it goes High Grieve Junior School, High Grieve Road, Rotherham. Okay, so your address first of all needs to go on this side. So up here we're going to put High. Okay, High. Remember the capital letter, capital G, High Grieve School. Okay, then it goes High Grieve Road. So remember a capital H again. High Grieve Road. Road doesn't need a capital letter because it's just a road. Okay, and then if you remember, the next section of that was Rotherham, and again we spell Rotherham with a capital letter because it's the name of a town. So we have Rotherham. Okay, so we've got our address. Now we go back over to the left hand side, and if you remember, we have the address of Mr. Tony Stark, Avengers Tower, New York City. But this time we're not writing to Tony Stark, we're writing to Santa. So that means instead of Tony Stark, we'll just skip a line, so we'll skip one line, and we'll write, okay, let's do Santa Claus. Okay, capital S for Santa. Santa Claus. Okay, look at this, we're remembering our finger spaces. Okay, Santa Claus, he lives in Santa Claus, the Santa Claus. Okay, he lives at Santa's workshop. Okay, and North Pole. So North, capital letter, North, finger space, North Pole. Now, feel free at any time to pause the video and you can copy down our address so Santa knows where the letter came from. And you can copy this down here for the address to Santa's workshop. Okay, right then. Okay, so next we're going to start with, okay, we start the letter with Dear Tony Stark. This time we're not going to start with Dear Tony Stark. We're going to start with Dear, okay, Dear Santa Claus, capital S A N T A, Dear Santa Claus. Okay, and we're going to put a comma after that. So we skipped a line and we put in Dear Santa Claus. Now, this is very important. I'm going to stop because I've written quite a bit now. I've been writing for a while. I'm going to have to check that I've done my non-negotiable, which is I need finger spaces. So let's go through this and check that we've used finger spaces. Yep, used finger spaces there and there. We've used some finger spaces here, and we've definitely used some finger spaces in our main writing. So that means I'm going to self-assess. So I need to get a yellow highlighter. Okay, yellow highlighter, and I'm going to highlight one or two places where I've used finger spaces. So I've definitely used some finger spaces here. So I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Okay, and I've definitely used some finger spaces down here, so I'm definitely going to highlight this in yellow. Okay, so that means when Mr. Walker or Mr. Breeden comes down to check our work, he can definitely look at it and say, yep, we've used finger spaces there, and we've used finger spaces there. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to take our magpie map, okay, with all these different ideas for us to use. You can see here that for the first part, I've already highlighted an idea that I'm going to use. So, first of all, we look at the ingredients. Okay, it says, why are we writing to Santa? So, the opening sentence needs to hook the reader. That means it needs to make them really interested in what it is we're doing. Okay, so it says here, I am an excellent learner. So if you remember our letter, it goes, Dear Mr. Tony Stark, I am writing to you because I wish to join the Avengers. This time we're going to change it and we're going to say, Dear Santa Claus, I am writing to you. Okay, so we're going to change it to Dear Santa Claus. We're going to skip a line. Okay, and we're going to, oops, no, that line there. Dear Santa Claus. So remember, first person, we start with a capital letter. I am writing. Okay, finger spaces. We need to remember those finger spaces. I am writing to you to tell you. Okay, I'm writing to you to tell you, right, let's have a look at my pie so we don't spell this wrong, that I am an excellent learner. So let's put that up there, so out of the way. Okay, I'm writing to you to tell you that I, capital I, that I am an, okay, can't spell excellent. Oh, what do we do? If I can't spell excellent, okay, let's have a look. I am an X, so X. An X, okay, excellent, curly cur, excellent learner. Let's make sure we spell learner right. If you can't remember how to spell learner, it's also on your learner band. Okay, excellent learner. And you know what, to make it really exciting, look, there's an exclamation mark on the end, so I'm going to put one. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because I've written the address, I've written Santa's address, I've written my first sentence. So, Dear Santa Claus, I am writing to you to tell you that I am an excellent learner. Okay, so before I tell you what you have to do next, I'm going to check that I've done my non-negotiable again. So I get my yellow highlighter. Okay, and let's have a look. Where have I used finger spaces? Well, I've used finger spaces here, and actually I've used it quite a lot in this sentence, but I'm only going to highlight a little bit of it to show that I've done it. So let's highlight this part here. I'm writing to you. Okay, so I've used finger spaces there as well. Okay, so this is what we need to do next then. With your partner, if you're with a partner that's listening to the same video as you, what I'd like you to do next, okay, have a look at your text trifle. So we've done this, we've definitely written an opening sentence. We now need to introduce yourself, your age, and where you're from. So if you remember the letter, it goes, Dear Mr. Tony Stark, I am writing to you because I wish to join the Avengers. Okay, to help protect the planet. I am from Rotherham and I am only 7 years old. My name is Mary Mellon. So you need to take that part of the story now and change it to introduce yourself, your age, and where you're from. Okay, so before you start writing, I want you and your partner to write the next sentence on your whiteboard for me. When you're done, put your hand up and I will come and have a look. Good luck.